hide in the lock.
I'm here to collect Mr. Hawthorne's rent! Shut that please! Before I get you open Christ almighty!
Johnny Fletcher busted into a farmhouse on his property.
You bring me back that stuff to false.
Well, well, look at what we have here. Please don't kill me.
Gentleman John Fletcher! Damn it!
Johnny Fletcher! Don't make me chase you! I didn't kill nobody. I didn't murder that family.
That don't break me down to me. You're a bounty hunter. You're a wanted man. Here.
Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds, and shall find me, unafraid. It matters not how straight the gates, how sharp the punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Stand down and no one has to die today.
This only ends one way.
They'll kill you all.
Why not take your chances in a prison cell?
Alright, I'm coming out.
My lord, I have a report.
Speak.
Our latest assassination attempt on Lady Nocturne has failed.
I can see stronger measures are needed. Begin phase 2.
Captured! The notorious Lady Nocturne has been brought in through the valiant efforts of the Void Cobras.
Get on the damn bird.
Prisoner, take 5 steps, then stop and turn your right.
But the pirates of Velix Mortis are far from defeated.
My lord, I have a report.
Let's cut to the chase, since we both know that this isn't a social call and you didn't come here to waste time.
Fine. High Command is gambling that the attempt on your life by your so-called friends has made you willing to cooperate. Am I wasting my time now?
What fate will befall the disgraced former pirate?
The Minotaur sends his regards, traitor.
What does your High Command want, and what are they offering in return?
High Command wants many things, but it wants a show of good faith first.
Go.
Team 1, move up. Fire Team 2, covering fire.
Bravo Team 1, push up. Bravo 2, give us support.
What next for now infamous mercenaries, the Void Cobras?
I want every last pirate I used to run with dead. I don't want to be watching over my shoulder every hour of every day.
Now you die!
Will the Void Cobras become targets of Lady Nocturne's former pirate comrades?
Attention, crash override. This is Freighter Ebony Hawk. My ship just lost all power and thrust. We're going down. Mayday, mayday, mayday.
There truly is no honor among thieves. You rabble will turn on each other at the slightest provocation.
Okay, fine. Moving past you.
Find out on the next episode of Star Citizen Nocturne.
Jameson, you copy?
Touch me now, I don't want to live without you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you.
Jameson, we require immediate emergency extract.
I don't know, man. It looks kind of hot over there.
Of interest in my life today, it's...
Okay, got it working, Sarge.
Alright, Corporal, good work. Follow me! Y'all remember what SoL said? Stay together, keep comms clear, and heads on the swivel. Clear. Okay, we're gonna secure it, then sweep the entire ship for survivors. Channel, you take point. Doc, you're behind me. Corporal, you're bringing up the rear.
Understood, Sergeant.
Taking track. god, oh my god!
Get the hell out of here!
Get him off me, get him off me, get him off me! They're getting in my armor! Ah!
I got into collecting bounties when a gang of bandits bushwhacked my wife, my best friend Coyote, and me. Meet the Jones brothers.
Take a look at the situation in which you find yourself.
That's Joshua.
Gonna have real bad.
What's the Indian word for
Next to him is Rufus the Doofus.
Heck, I don't know.
You're just trying to make me look dumb.
All right, I want to
Next
see
to
rifles
him is
on the
Lyman.
ground.
Remember those faces.
And 6.
You'll see him again.
8 hands praising Jesus.
The other ones, well, ain't no use in introducing. They're all dead.
Run! Obadiah, get the saddlebags! I got
I later discovered the Jones brothers were all wanted men. Figured I might as well get paid for taking my revenge.
Man, we still wanted for justice.
The post is still on the wall?
So I hunted down the ones we didn't kill. Lyman, he sang like a bird. Rufus and Joshua were smuggling contraband down the river. Always to the same spot. I found a nice perch on a bluff above the river where I knew they would eventually be. During the war, I was a sharpshooter. Coyote's Whitworth came in handy. For weeks, I tracked them. Then I killed them.
hear him saying that he's going to move that channel.
If you like our content, we'd appreciate if you'd like, subscribe, and get notifications. Help us extend our reach by sharing our video content. And if you want to help us beat the algorithm, also leave us a comment on some of our videos.
Boss, we can't hear you. It's Mikey. Mikey got the cables. Picturing a cat there with a wire cutter underneath. Meow. Okay, I can't hear anyone else. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, nope, can't hear you. All right, excellent. We are professionals, as you can see. Half the team is having a mic problem. As is tradition, maybe Mikey went to visit other people's houses, cut other people's cables.
Yep. Still can't hear you, Jen. Check and make sure you're not muted on StreamYard. Sarge, talk. We still can't hear you. That entire half of the screen for me is gone.
Yep, same.
So how are you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing great. Got a new background, as you can see. See if anybody can figure out where it is. It's from my recent, not my recent travels.
I have my giant stuffed animals.
Excellent.
In my background because I am professional.
I have a dog who stuffed himself at dinner.
Yeah.
Almost the same thing. He's just glaring at me.
I took a nap before I got here, and here from the nap, they're weighted, so they put me right to sleep. Got used to having a cat who slept on me, so thus I bought weighted stuffed animals.
As is tradition.
My kitten has passed a couple of years ago, and I have not replaced her yet. There are days when I think to myself, I should get a new cat. And there are other days I think to myself, I'm allergic. Jen, we still can't hear you. Tim, speak so we can see if we can hear you.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Then he returned. Still can't hear him.
This is StreamYard for us. Give us a few minutes and hopefully we'll get there. What's going on in our comments?
People that introducing themselves and where they're from.
Excellent.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. All right.
All right. So I'm giving up on those headphones forever.
Sarge is still.
How's it going, guys?
I'm making blanks for altered paper clips because I live an exciting life.
You're making blanks for what?
Altered paper clips for junk journaling.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you.
Sounds
This
like a plan.
is my joke journal. I'm going to a friend's place on this weekend, and
Oh,
I think
that's
I'm going to
cute.
teach him to make altered paper clips. So I am thus prepping for that.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'm a crafty bitch.
There's a t-shirt we need.
That
Get that
is
up
a
on the
good
store.
t-shirt.
Get that Big Sarge's email. Get him to get that on there.
Is he back?
Okay. Sarge, Big Sarge there, Tim. We have decided we need a crafty bitch t-shirt. We can't hear you. No, sorry. You were still.
I'm still betting it's the cat, honestly. Inside his computer, little screwdriver, just.
So, how's Florida?
It's warm. I'd like for it to be colder, but it's getting a little chilly at night, which is nice.
Yeah.
We'll take anything.
As long as it finally reaches the temperature to send the bugs back to hell where they belong.
Yes.
Oh man. How about Pennsylvania?
It's highs in the 50s, lows in the single digits some places.
How's our Ramalama Ding Dong? How's Ramalama Ding Dong?
He is. He definitely is.
He is?
Yes.
That's it.
He's so cute. He was staying home with me, so he decided he needed to make a few guest appearances on my Teams calls today. It was
oh boy,
super excellent and
yeah,
totally constructive.
Tell everyone about his vet adventure and how he's no longer allowed at the vet again.
He's not allowed at the vet anymore.
That happened to me.
Well, apparently some of the vets have been very rough with the dog in the past, unbeknownst to me. And one of the vet techs leveled with me and said, look, the reason he is absolutely terrified and trying to bite all these people is because they're, basically abusive to him.
Well,
so,
you're better off without that vet.
Yeah, no kidding. I like that they were like, and you can't come back. Like, didn't you guys commit the crime here? I mean,
terrible. I hate to hear that.
Yeah. I don't like people who mistreat animals.
Yeah, neither do I.
No, that's definitely not allowed.
I'm sorry your sweet baby was mistreated. That sucks.
Yeah, but he got his vaccines. We had to take him out into the parking lot and have one of the vet techs surprise him there with the shots.
Well, ever since COVID, my vets have been doing that anyway. They've been offering to come out to the car, so at least there's that. You got that done.
Less traumatic for the animals because they associate those rooms with
right.
sharp, pointy, mean things and people sticking fingers where they don't want them.
That's true.
I can understand that.
Yeah. And at Linda Bridge, I see you asking why we're here. We are going to talk about Admin Jen's going to lead the charge and talk about being married to a MAGA supporter.
Yeah, we're trying to get Admin Tim in. He is having some technical difficulties before we get kicked off. If not, we may just go ahead and let Admin Jen get started so that we don't waste too much time here.
Give him a couple more minutes just to see.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I did not prepare anything. I just figured we would just kind of talk.
I have some questions, so you know me. I type A.
It's funny because I had this conversation and everything that I'm saying here, he is aware of. So I'm not speaking out of turn or anything like that. But I had a thought, I don't know, last week. And I said, what's going to happen if Trump pulls his support out of Ukraine?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because if you think it's not pretty now, wait until that happens. It's going to get real, real ugly. So, I have all those things going against me.
Speaking of Ukraine, just in case anyone who might have been on for the broadcast we did with Tip of the Spear, the landmine removal guys.
I know, I missed it.
They were talking about fundraising for a new ambulance. I can update to you that they actually picked the ambulance up in France today and are driving it to Ukraine,
Wow.
so they have that available there for emergency response for the EOD teams.
Yeah.
So
So
just
why
got a
don't
video up. I meant to post something earlier. I just haven't gotten a chance.
let's go ahead and start and the conversation if that's cool with everybody here.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Jen, let's start with how are you doing?
It's been rough. It's been rough. My hair's falling out again, so that's always good. Got started at the beginning of the war pretty bad. Now it's back. I managed to taper off a little bit. And now it's back. So, it's just been very, very stressful. And there's so many things that just run through my mind when we think of, how this election turned out. The fact that, Ben has, 6 granddaughters and 1 grandson. And I just think, like, what kind of world do these people want to leave to their children and their grandchildren? It's just so sad.
I have my own fair share of MAGA relatives. I'm not married to them. My dad, my mom, my brother.
It's tough, right?
So we're all dealing with it. So let's go ahead on our first question. So tell us about your background as much as you feel comfortable sharing, obviously, because you were telling us about Ukraine. What does that mean? How does that tie in?
So I'm Ukrainian. My dad's from there. So, it's a very, I don't know the way to put it. I guess a very tender spot for me, what's going on over there. It's been, and it's funny because, B has been watching all this stuff and, subscribes and watches all the war videos and stuff. It's stuff that I can't do because I just can't stomach it right now, but he watches all of that. And I just think, like, you're watching all of this, you're seeing it happen, and that's with our help, what you're seeing go down there. You know what I mean? Can you imagine what it's going to be like without? And then on top of that, the thought of, we all lived through the Cold War. At least I did. I think you guys did too. Yeah. And I just think, well, this is not going to bode well for what's coming for us in the future either, so that's tough. And, prior to this, my household was very heavy with domestic violence, and I was in a marriage with domestic violence, not this one, but the one previous. So I have a lot of baggage when it comes to that too. But I've never been one of those people who isn't telling you exactly what she's thinking, especially on important topics and things that matter something to me. So I think probably some of that is being neurodivergent. I'm sure. Yeah. But, all of those things make it very difficult. And, on top of everything else, he's not just a MAGA supporter. He was a career Republican politician for 40 years.
Yeah.
So that makes it doubly tough. And, when MAGA started, when we got together it'll be 15 years ago in August, none of this was a factor. It was just, we're on different sides of the spectrum in politics. It was never, we're all at each other, So no one could have expected this to happen. Certainly not me, for things to get so bad. And I noticed the anger was getting worse. You can no longer make jokes. Nothing's funny anymore. It's like I can still watch Saturday Night Live and laugh when they're making fun of Biden. But all of that, when it came to Trump, just went away. It was like, you can't laugh.
He's a god.
There's no levity. There's no like, make fun of your guys, make fun of my guys. Like, that's funny to me.
Yeah.
It's still funny to me, but to him, no. So it's been difficult. And, he's like, well, I've always been this way. And I'm like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've changed over, that administration and this, and, it's definitely gotten worse.
Yeah.
Too, with the holidays coming up, that's tough too. It's not just tough for me. It's tough for everybody who, knows and is trying their best to love a MAGA supporter.
I'm going to the family home and I'm giving them anxiety for Thanksgiving because they voted for Trump and I work with the federal government. So they're getting to hear that this weekend. And it's fine. I am going to be fine because I'm a good IT person and I'll find a job no matter what. But might take me a while, but I'll find something, right? But so I hear you. You go. It's difficult to go and hang out with them, knowing that they are being completely unreasonable. And my parents and brother and I can have conversations about it. And if you get down to their beliefs about what they think, my brother hates millionaires more than I do, right? Like he thing, but like when you get down to their beliefs, you
How
can
about now?
see
Can you hear me now?
We can
we
hear
can hear
you.
you.
Yes, we hear you.
And
Finally.
and when you talk to them, they're practically liberal if you
Right.
what they believe, but because they have bought in so hard to the idea of team loyalty, I guess is they won't listen to you. So basically, I am sorry you're going through this.
Partisanship,
And
V.
I hear you.
Amanilo's
Hey,
here.
hey, Lo.
I'm in the
So,
car, so it's not
Tell us about
optimal, but listening in.
Glad to
yeah.
have you.
So how'd you meet your husband, Jen? If you feel comfortable talking
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
it's fine. I've known him for, oh gosh, since I was probably a freshman in college. He belongs to like a men's social club. We call them crews here.
Yeah.
Our Mardi Gras is Gasparilla. And,
Yeah.
he's with one of those crews that throws the beads and rides the horses and shoots the guns and all that stuff. Some of that stuff they can't do anymore. But so he was in that social group with my father. And we would always argue about politics whenever he came by the house and, all that good stuff. And that's how we met. And then when I got divorced, my Dalmatian jumped up into his lap and would not get down. And she didn't like anybody. So we started working on a campaign together. The campaign that we worked on together is because where my parents live, there's no people running for office that aren't Republican. They're all Republican.
Yeah.
So we worked on
South Carolina, practically. Yeah.
Yeah, the lesser of evils campaign is what I called it. So we worked on that together, and then he left his wife. We ended up falling in love, and that's kind of where it went from there. And then from there, he went to the Florida Senate. After the Florida Senate, he went to the Florida House. And after the Florida House, he went into, private like security stuff, but then retired. So, But prior to that, he was with the county commission working as a Republican and on campaigns and things like that as a campaign manager. So he's been very involved in Republican politics, but it's never been anything like this. I mean, the way it is now is crazy.
So what was 2016, 2015, 2016 look like for y'all?
I think we were both like, oh, what's going to happen? We're not really sure. But either way, we were kind of hopeful that whoever would win, we would be okay with. I don't know that he would ever really be okay with Hillary, but he was more of a Ted Cruz person at the time until, we got past the primary. So I don't think that he was real on board with it, but I don't think he was real against it either. And then when it happened, well, you all know what it was like after that. You were there.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. And it only got worse.
Yeah.
Worse and worse. And the weird thing was, I had a girlfriend who was in like rescue circles with me. And she was a really nice girl. She started saying these weird things about vaccines. This is pre-COVID. And all of us were like, what is she talking about? It's very odd. And that's how I kind of got, and then all of a sudden she just wouldn't speak to any of us and blocked us all. And I was like, okay. That's how I got into the anti-QAnon group that I lead because it just became so wacky. And our group was more like combating the misinformation online and doing things like that. And I would say to my husband, I would say things like, well, these weird QAnon people, ha ha ha, like I thought it was funny. But at the time, I didn't put together the right and QAnon. Do you know what I mean? They were two very separate things to me. And he would get offended. And I was like, why are you getting offended? You're not QAnon. That's weird. Nope. Started getting offended. And then it started coming together for me. Oh, they're all on that side. So that's why we laugh or joke about that
So
too.
20. What about 2020 and through COVID to 2020, the election? What was happening then?
You know, I don't. It seemed like the more that went on with Biden, the more it was, you know, he was just angrier and angrier and angrier, you know, and, you know, your side sucks and, you know, dementia and da 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 and all this stuff. So that wasn't good. And going through COVID, even I was like, well, you know, I have 2 chronic illnesses, so I have to be vaccinated, right? I have to protect myself because, you know, they're autoimmune disorders. So I had to make him go get vaccinated too. But the whole time it was, I don't know why I have to get vaccinated. This is so stupid. And I'm like,
My brother didn't get vaccinated, so again, I hear you.
but I could die. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that I don't understand. Like, when did it become so much about this person and, you know, nothing about us and our home and our family? You know, we only really have dogs here in the house with us physically, but you know, it just got crazier and everything just kept getting more and more ratcheted up. And, you know, I would tease him, like when we got our, what did they call those payments that they sent out during COVID?
Yeah, stimulus or what?
But anyway, I said, oh, Sweet Joe sent me a check. Sweet Joe. And he would get so mad. And I was like, oh, we can't joke about that either. Like, you know, I wasn't being serious, but I don't know, less and less joking, more and more anger. It just, I mean, it's not directed at me, but it, you know, isn't nice either, like with every comeback.
Yeah.
So, and I feel myself kind of becoming that way now.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, because I'm pissed.
Oh, we all are. I'm full of rage. I hear you. So, okay. So now going in the roundup to this election with Kamala, what was that like? I'm going to just keep moving us forward and then I'll get into some different questions.
You know, I think he obviously knew that how I was voting. And, you know, would say things like, well, I'm just going to cancel out your vote. And I was like, cool, I'm canceling out yours too. So
yeah,
I'm good with that. Like, at least I'm doing something because it's always better than nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And every time, you know, a new piece of like Kamala merch, Kamala sticker, I pushed out. Even though this is my house, I did not put any Kamala stuff up. I wanted a flag. I wanted yard signs. I wanted to do all of that, but I didn't because I was just trying to keep things calm in the house.
Yeah.
Could I kick myself for that? Yeah, kind of. But you know, the neighborhood I live in is very, you know, it's all different sorts of people, you know, it didn't really, I felt like it wasn't necessary, I guess, in my area. The people that would drive past my house and see it probably were already voting with me anyway. So I didn't really need to harp on that too much, but it's hard when you're trying to keep things calm and still hold your beliefs and still want to say the things you want to say and feel the things you want to feel. It's tough. It's been a very hard 8 years when I think about it. You know what I mean? And the first couple of years weren't as bad, but it just got worse and worse and worse. So
yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with the
so
Ukraine
I'm
stuff.
going to move on to Do you want to stay in Florida or do you want to move?
I would like to sell the house and leave the country, to be perfectly honest with you, but I don't know how feasible that would be. You know, I didn't think I would be in this position, so I hadn't even started to think about it yet. You know what I mean? It just wasn't something that I was going to have to deal with. So, crazy.
Do you think there's racism involved?
Not really. Certainly not blatant, but I know that there's homophobia, which makes me real sad because one of his own children is, you know, LGBTQIA. So I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand. It's as though the pride is so much that they can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't say, oh, well, yeah, that's wrong. You know, because if they admit that that one little thing is wrong, then it might all unravel, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's all ego. That's what pisses
like
me off.
I've been having to stand up to anti-immigrant racism in my own family. So the irony is that my family can compartmentalize. It's very much well, this person isn't really like them, right?
Right.
And it fucks with your brain when the people that you love the most and are stupid.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that's what it feels like, though, right? Is that the knowledge isn't there, but it is.
like
They know it. They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah. So let's see if we've got something in the comments. Let's see. Do we have any questions there? Does anybody see anything?
I had just turned them on, so I wasn't even watching. I apologize.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Well,
problem with the comments is that I think there's about a 5-minute delay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Between the time that we make a comment. It might be a little less than that, but I know there is a delay.
There is a delay. It's not 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What do we think it is? All right, so
it's
on
like,
my clock. It is
like
7:24 p.m. right now. When you hear this in the comments, type out what time it is on the East Coast. We'll figure this out.
So gonna ask what is the most frustrating part
7:24
of so that there isn't a delay. I think we're good.
There's definitely a delay.
But
I've got both streams going at the same time, so I can watch it. But it's like under a minute.
Matt, any good questions?
It's like about a 30-second delay. All right, well, I'm wrong. So
I think the most frustrating part is there's no reasoning, right? There's no
Mrs. Edmund Tim appearance.
Their head is so far up that orange asshole that, hi, Miss Edmund Tim.
Hello.
Just Tim grabbing her ear.
Like your friend.
Yeah, your friends want to say hi.
There's no reasoning. There's no discussing anything.
Well, it's all a house of cards, right? It's
Right.
The whole thing is predicated on, my orange deity is right about absolutely everything he says. Everything he says is literally word of God. Therefore, nothing can ever be wrong. So anything that disproves any point, they have to reject it. They have to mentally force it back out because that would shatter their worldview. Absolutely shatter it. To acknowledge that Trump can ever be wrong on anything.
Yeah.
It's a core piece of their beliefs. That's why they stick so tightly to him, no matter what he does, is that he is the center of their proverbial universe.
Now, my question is, what's going to happen when his Social Security gets cut?
They will
What's going to happen when we
disassociate.
can't
They
afford?
will find justifications. They will believe anything they are told. That a secret Joe Biden commando team stole all the Social Security checks, or something as harebrained, stupid, fucking, like out of left field like that, and they'll be around like, I saw him. I saw Joe Biden do it. I saw it myself.
Thanks, Obama.
I could be dead 10 years.
They will buy into it 100%.
Yep.
Because they have to.
What are you having?
Right now I'm drinking a Big Sarge. A little bit later, I'm gonna make a Big Sarge, which is some vodka and some like cherry Canadian dry, and then a little after that, I'm gonna make a Big Sarge, which is kind of like a Moscow Mule, but more.
More everything.
If you hadn't figured it out, all my drinks are called the Big Sarge. So
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So as for the VA, as someone was asking, they would love to just cut it out and make it privatized.
Yep.
And that's the other thing.
Because that'll make a lot of profits for the. They will do the same thing with Medicare, is to make it privatized, which will be a total disaster for the average person who receives any of those benefits.
Well,
but because they're going to get a percentage of all of it.
And
Well,
here,
we're talking
here's
about billions of dollars.
the big problem with privatizing Medicare. Old people are fucking expensive to insure. That's why Medicare exists, okay? Because no one, I work in insurance, in case you can't tell.
I do too.
No one, no one wants to take on the risk of old people because they're a fucking bad risk. And that's why we need something like Medicare. Because otherwise, they used to claim that the ACA was going to create death panels. That's exactly what privatizing Medicare is going to do.
Yeah. It's not good. Not good.
Yeah. It pisses me off royally.
Somebody's recommending gummies, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's what's getting me through the last couple of weeks. Gummies.
Yeah. Somebody said healthcare is already a death panel. I don't know that I agree with that completely, but yeah. I'm already very frustrated about RFK. Because quite frankly, that's going to be a shit show.
Yeah, he's a fucking dumpster fire, and I don't want to. As some of you know, I have a day job, and then I also own part of the Outside the Wire tactical outfitters as well. So I have a number of jobs. My primary job is in healthcare, and I can just say that things are very, very nervous over there. Particularly since we do a lot of research, both in vaccines, cancer treatments, infectious diseases, all things that, not the cancer part, but the vaccines and infectious diseases. RFK has said that he wants to cut off the funding for. He wants to stop research on new antibiotics. Because I think at this point, the worm is just up there like, yes, ban vaccines. Help my
brain
brothers.
can't take it.
There is no brain left. It is just the worm up there driving, just pulling giant levers and steering him awkwardly around.
Like some perverted version of Inside Out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
I was gonna say, I wanted to go back because I forgot to mention this, in the fact that I felt like I was trying to keep the peace, so I didn't put out any Kamala stuff and all that. The one thing I think that people should take from that is you can always do something, right? Whether it's, running a bunch of groups on the internet that are, helping people get by, making humor out of things, being silly when folks need it. I mean, that's how, like, me and the admins on my other pages all, we keep each other sane. Holly's right about that.
To be fair to Holly as well, quite a number of them camp within 100 feet of a kindergarten class legally. So that's not going to work. That is definitely not going to work. It's like
oh my god!
Sorry to whoever interrupted there.
No, you're fine. No, that's all I was saying is there's always something you can do. There's some things that you can't do in my position. There's a lot of things you can't do in my position, but there are some things you could still do and do those things, get involved. It's tough.
We here at the Sons of Liberty admin team are trying to do something. Whether we'll be successful or not, I don't know. I'm making hats for homeless people. That's helping me get through. So speaking of all of that, what are you personally doing to get through?
What am I doing?
Yeah, with this, because I know it's tough.
It's tough. I'm right now in the middle of a job search. I just left my most recent job. So that makes it difficult too. It's all of these things that are running through my mind of like, okay, if this is over, then how do I move on? Right? Like, how do I have to figure out what are all the bills? I don't know, because he physically pays them. So I don't know that stuff. It's all things like that I have to figure out. Will I need a roommate? Can I afford my house and my bills? All those things are taking up all of my time and energy right now. So I've definitely been distracted. What I would like to do, I would like to get involved with my local domestic violence shelter. I would like to, volunteer for, some of the homeless places around here. I would like to do things like that to keep myself busy, to keep my mind busy, to stay, out of the house a little bit more. I would like that very much. But it's just all these things just piled one on top of the other, it feels like right now. So, I'm getting there, but it's just going to take time. And I feel like after the first of the year, things will calm down a little bit, hopefully, get through
Might I suggest picking up crafting? I have some suggestions.
I will tell you, I am the worst crafter. And, I always think like if I were a crafter, I would hot glue myself to the kitchen counter. I would have to call the fire department. Like it would not be good. I'm very klutzy. I'm very uncoordinated. I'm not good at crafting. I don't know what should go back to reading. I've kind of gotten away from reading because I've been too much online lately. I need to do that.
Do you want book suggestions? I have them, just so we're clear.
Oh, okay.
Fiction
You
and
don't want
nonfiction.
to learn to crochet? V's going to try to get me to learn to crochet.
Oh, I'm trying to get everybody to learn to crochet. It's just so you know, if you're in the comment section, I want you to learn to crochet. I'm just telling you.
I'm going to try making sourdough bread. I don't think my rheumatoid arthritis is going to be good with their crocheting, but maybe sourdough is the way to go. I missed the whole sourdough trend during COVID, so maybe I can
watch Bake Off? Do you watch British Bake Off?
I have not watched it yet, but I have seen it on my lineup as recommended.
One of the chefs, when I get home or sometime this evening, I'll try to send you. He shows how to make a sourdough starter.
Oh, okay. Yes,
and I'm going.
As someone in the comments just pointed out, I've already lost it because it's just.
I know.
Remember that the costs of things is about to go up quite a bit, especially a lot of the stocks, and not everything has a great shelf life.
Right.
Oh, perfect. Yep, it was Holly again. Holly's got some good lines tonight. All right.
Yeah. So I think that one of the things we should all get into is basic gardening, learn how to grow
for sure
some vegetables, because most of our tomatoes, as is going to be talked about later, come from Mexico.
Also, the majority of our fruit.
Like that avocado toast, I'm very sorry. And if you like guacamole like I do, I am sorry.
It's gonna be sad, right? It's gonna be so sad. I agree. I will say also it's important to do your research first, because I hate saying do your research now. Makes me sound like crazy.
We know what you mean.
Like Florida's gardening season is the opposite of what it is up north. Our gardening season is in the winter.
Yeah.
So that's when we have to grow all our crops, which means you got to do it now. Those plants should already be in the ground, folks, if you're in Florida.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And learn how to can, how to dehydrate.
Yes, canning and dehydration, which are both things you can do at home, and both last a nice long time, especially because we got about 4 years of this.
Unless it has acid, you need to use a pressure canner. Okay.
Right.
Good point.
So fruit, tomatoes, things like that, they're fine because they have acid. You can use water bath canning. But if you're canning like beans or something like that, you're gonna want to get like a pressure bath canner. Again, this is something that I learned from my grandma. So thank you very much for having old people in my life. I made my first jam and jelly when I was, I don't know, 16. We had a lot of plum one year. So I was like, I'm just going to make plum jelly. And I learned then. So, yeah.
I was going to say, Tim, you want me to do a cooking corner one time? We'll do a chicken paprikash, some Ukrainian food for you fine folks.
Oh, paprikash. Oh, favorite
little cooking video.
You know what I want? You know what I want, Admin Jen?
What?
I want you to come to my house and y'all could stop your dirty minds. I'm going to go somewhere with the cooking thing. I see you all.
It's only because I've met you. It's only because I've met you and you know for years. That's all that it's based on.
You come here and we'll like go shopping for things, and then like we'll do like a cooking live stream. It'll be like,
oh, okay.
I'll be like I'll be like the drunk Scottish Uncle Roger.
Oh, I like that.
Like, hiya! What the fuck are you doing?
I'll have to get my bag of MSG out.
Yeah. I can teach you how to make pumpkin bread, and I make an excellent apple pie. And by that, I don't mean the apple pie that goes in the oven. So
Wait.
yeah.
Are we talking about apple pie that might fit in one of these?
Wait.
Yes, I believe I have shared that with you at one point in time.
You've been holding out on me.
It could have. It really could have. I'm here for whatever, but
We just need to have a meetup at some point where we all get together someplace.
So I was actually going to plan that, but things happened that now put us in like a crisis mode. So
Well, I know y'all don't want to
I
go
want
to Texas.
so big reveal. I wanted to do like a Liberty Con somewhere, maybe like Atlanta or something.
Yeah.
And like see who would show up, and then like we all just like, you know, bring gummies and edibles and booze and food and you know, have a Big Sarge cosplay contest or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be really
yes,
funny.
yes.
The Big Sarge, the Big Sarge drinking contest, or
I would win. I would win hands down.
I am quite frankly a lightweight. I know who I am, and drinking is not my skill set.
I don't drink a lot.
I don't want to encourage people to drink when they, especially people who like are either like lightweights or don't drink at all. Like I have an immense respect for like the DD. In fact, I'm usually the DD when my wife and I go out for taco night, or when I go out with other people. Like I absolutely will make sure that everybody gets home.
Yeah,
that is something I'm fairly good at, as well as far as DDing. I've done my fair share of that. I don't like beer. Oh, I know that's weird, but I just don't like the taste of beer. So, like, I'll drink cider, and I
I'm
like.
gonna be honest with you. Beer's not really that great.
No,
it's okay.
It's good when it's
but
hot. Sometimes you really need it. It's like really great, like when it's hot here, to have a nice cold beer. But
I was
you
like,
get the effect of
beer,
the margarita. Margarita is even better.
Yeah, I love a margarita.
I
That's
love
nice.
margaritas. Oh my god, yeah.
I also like sangria. Like there's a Mexican restaurant in Charlotte that I go to every year when I go to a convention, and they have great sangria. I don't know if it comes out of a bottle or if they make it themselves. I think they make it
I have a great
themselves.
sangria recipe. I am in the home of sangria. Okay, it is delicious. Absolutely.
Can I tell you my sangria story?
Sure.
Oh, I'm a little afraid to say yes.
We're dying to know.
So I got deployed I volunteered for a deployment to Bosnia, and I ended up in Sarajevo, which is the capital, and Camp Butmir is the NATO/UN base there. And it's a multinational base. So on post, you have tons of different nationalities. Like you've got the Bulgarians are basically relegated to guard duty, and they're just fucking happy to be out of Bulgaria. Super nice people. Don't understand English at all, but they will fucking smile and drink with you. And then we're all just anyway. So I linked up with a bunch of Spaniards. Because I was assigned to a multinational cell. I had like a German captain of military intelligence, and then there were like a couple of Spanish helo pilots that were assigned to liaison for something that was completely unrelated to their normal Spanish Guardia Civil job. And they were like super nice, super happy, and they're like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, it's going great. And then they eventually found out that I spoke a little bit of Spanish. So we started conversing, and I got invited to the little compound that each nationality has, like its own little compound. So I got invited to a party over there, and they made sangria. It was homemade sangria. they took like this huge. They went to like this to the local store and bought this big ass garbage can, like the big 50-gallon garbage can. They filled it full of like wine and fruit. It was amazing. Oh my god, I got so shit faced.
That's a hell of a hangover the next day with all the sugar too.
Oh, I don't get hangovers.
Oh god, that's right.
I've never had a hangover in my entire 40.
I also don't get
9,
hangovers. See, that is.
I've had once, and it was because of Southern Comfort chased with water.
Oh god, Southern Comfort is the worst hangover. It's happened to me too. But I will also tell you that being 48 now, I went to the Ben Folds concert, as y'all know, the other night, and I only just started to recover this afternoon. And I was there on Saturday night. So, and it was Ben Folds. It's not like it was Metallica, y'all. Okay.
Do we want somebody to?
Ben Folds can fucking rock it.
I know.
So-
That's awesome. It was so good.
You could drink a lot of wine to that, just saying.
That's
It was
true.
accepting requests via paper airplane, and it was this is
It's
how
the
I
paper
discovered.
airplane tour. It was so cool. And he did not pick mine, but somebody else cheated. They got they bought the concert poster, which I did too. It can't come inside because it was just recently printed and stinks to high heaven. But they took the poster and folded that into their paper airplane and put the request on that. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Genius people.
Yeah, so I discovered that there are people in our group who cannot fold paper airplanes.
I cannot. I had to stop at like somebody's table.
Now we're gonna demonstrate.
Here we go.
I have before me a sheet of paper.
Tune in for Admin Jen's story. Learn how to make paper airplanes.
Yeah.
Well-
So you fold it so that it looks like a house, right?
Okay.
And you did a good fold. All right. And then you fold that in half.
Okay.
Right? You see, this is the thing. Then after you fold that in half, and I'm gonna get it straight down here on my little table. You take this and you fold down wings, right? So like the wings.
Okay. See, this looks familiar. I think that's what somebody taught me the other night at the concert. Was
Yeah.
the same way.
And
Are there
now
different
you
wings
have a
now?
paper airplane.
do it
that's
too.
Yeah, mine did not make it anywhere near the stage, but I think that they figured that would happen with a lot of people because it was kind of a small theater. But once the crowd starts to go up to the front of the stage, you can't really get close. And I wasn't that far back, but I still wasn't going to push my way through because I'm old now. But I threw mine, and Dana was like, "Did you get it up there?" And I said, "No, I didn't." But they picked them all up and put them all on stage anyway because they know Gen X is getting old. You guys, they know.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's
See,
the way I fold mine, but mine must be technique because it's my or something. It doesn't fly.
It doesn't go anywhere.
As
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
think
fly
all of
right.
us,
It just goes.
all of us on the chat here are Gen X. So theoretically, we should have learned how to fold
We're
paper
all Gen
airplanes.
X, yeah.
So
We're all
Gladys
Gen
is
X,
signing
we're all
off
within
on
like 6 years of each other.
Gladys is signing off on us going to Atlanta for LibertyCon, which I would agree with because Matt, I hate to tell you this, but I still have an $84 parking ticket for going to Philly one afternoon.
Oh,
That's
they're
all it
still
took.
looking for you. I guarantee they're still looking for you.
Yeah.
I get no.
Philadelphia
they're
Parking
still sending
Authority,
me
don't
bills.
fuck around.
They're still sending me bills. I'm like, good luck. I just won't come back to your damn city.
They're
I
waiting
can
for
tell
you.
you
They'll be waiting at the edge of the
Winston-Salem-
jurisdiction. Just like, oh, she's coming. She's coming up here.
Winston-Salem is a
gonna
great
get me.
place to
We're
do
gonna
a
get her.
convention. Just telling you. So
What's that?
that's Winston-Salem is a great place to do a
Oh, it
convention.
is. It is.
Yep,
It is.
I have been to a couple there at the Hilton, and it is lots of stuff to eat around there. So
And it seems like a lot of our people are over that way too, right?
yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
people
Like,
are-
We get a lot of people anywhere, really. I think Atlanta would be good that way too.
Yeah, Atlanta I think would be good. And it would
yeah,
probably
and
be in the middle
easy
of
for-
everything too.
yeah, easy for people to fly in. Indeed.
Big
Don't
Sergeant
worry,
Mary,
I'm
he
not
is
recommending
single.
Florida, Jan. Don't worry.
Uh-huh.
I'm not recommending Florida for Liberty. As much as I
Yeah.
would love to hang out with y'all at the beach, no.
Yeah.
Not Texas either, because we don't have
No.
weed for one thing.
There is already a Liberty Con, and I don't want to go to it. It happens in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Winston, LibertyCon is we're joking about having a little convention. I don't know how much we're joking about it, actually. We might be having a little convention of Sons of Liberty people. So we're calling it LibertyCon.
Although I think we should change the name because LibertyCon as an entity already exists for nerdy reader people. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, are you doing that reading corner still?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I attempted today to film the reading, the book review, and it wasn't right. So we're gonna try again tomorrow.
Oh, is that what you're leading with, book review?
Yeah, the book reviews and talking about them. And the review I'm going to do is of the book Armageddon. I read it shortly after what started happening in Palestine last year because I knew what was going to happen in my family. And again, I need to tell y'all that I am ex-evangelical. What that means is that I grew up evangelical and I know a lot of crazy people. Okay. I am related to a lot of crazy people. So of course, when war starts in Israel, you start seeing a lot of crazy shit come out of people's mouths.
Yeah.
And so I read the book so that I would not have to deal with that. And I could talk back to them because for years I have heard that the book of Revelation is not actually a predictor of the future. I know, shocking. It was written as a criticism of Rome in 2,000 years ago, whatever. And the book is very good and it talks a lot about that. And I'm going to give y'all a sneak preview. Like Daniel is considered a book of prophecy. Much of it was written 400 years after Daniel lived and after things had happened. And it specifically mentions a ruler who did not exist ever.
Interesting, isn't it, once you start to put all the pieces together?
Yep. The idea of a rapture and a tribulation. I'm reading another book currently called The Battle for God by Karen Armstrong. And like I had to pull over and write this down. She said premillennialism, which means that the rapture and tribulation is going to happen before Jesus returns, right? Premillennialism is a revenge fantasy for fundamentalist Christians because they believe that they're going to be raptured up into heaven, go into the sky to meet Jesus, and that the people left on earth who were the mean people who didn't believe them are going to go through 7 years of tribulation, which means that we're going to suffer like we aren't already suffering, folks. Suffer like several plagues and stuff over the course of 7 or 8 years, and then Jesus is going to come back. There's going to be a big battle, and the Christians who went up to the rapture are going to rule over all of us because it's a revenge fantasy for premillennialism is a revenge fantasy for people who didn't believe them.
There's a great talk that a friend of mine, a fellow D&D player actually, is a professor at Temple University, Jim Getz, does on basically that exact same topic that you gave. He manages to stretch it out over quite a few days and go into a number of details and things. You cut right to the heart of it, though.
Yeah, it's nuts. I grew up on that. I read all the Left Behind books. I've had doubts my entire life, and I was afraid that because I did not really believe, I was going to be left behind and have to do with the tribulation because I always thought it sounded crazy to me. And that is the neurodivergence in me, and that I could not reason myself around that one. So there you go.
It goes to the root of the evangelical worldview, though, that not only are they right, but God's coming and he's going to F you up because you didn't agree and do everything I wanted. It's not just I should be in charge, it's I should be in charge and God's going to fuck you because you didn't let me be in charge of everything.
Yep, absolutely.
You guys, we have suggestions for the convention. SoLCon, this is from Firebat, Alto, and Heidi. They're recommending SoLCon, or I like this one, Fuck TrumpCon. That's a good one. And hold on, there's another. FamCon was recommended by Heidi. Suggested by Heidi. So I just thought those were funny. They made me kind of laugh when I was scrolling through here.
I saw someone suggest South Lake Tahoe in there, and like, hell, man, I'm down.
That's
it's got to be something.
It's a bit of a hike, but you know what?
The problem is that wherever we eventually decide to hold it, if we even decide to hold it, there are going to be people who are like unable to make it because of the region. So even if we tried to hold it in like the exact center of the continent of the U.S.,
Jason said go Oklahoma.
We'll be live online. They can join us online if they need to.
We should have a naming
I'm also a
contest.
recovering Catholic, also known as an atheist. Same here.
I would be down to try something like Woodstock, where we get like somebody's like back 40 acres and like pitch tents and shit like that, and throw up a stage or something with a couple of bands or something. I don't know. Maybe we could get Rage Against the Machine.
I think it's safe to say that will not happen, but maybe we could get a cover band for Rage Against.
Yeah, really, we might be a little out of our.
Oh yeah, we'd end up like that Metal Fest that I ended up making fun of online for their Slipknot cover band.
Let's see. Admin Doug in a band.
In fact, he is. Doug,
is he really?
Doug lives in Atlanta, where I used to live, and Doug plays drums. I play. Well, I can't even list all the instruments that I play because I play a lot of them, but I also play drums. I play bass. I play guitar. That intro song was actually recorded by me. The one at the start of the stream. The one at the live stream part of that. So, I mean, and there are lots of other people in Sons of Liberty, as I'm finding out on Discord, that play instruments. So,
if the psychic clarinetist said, if we need a clarinetist,
I'm not
a
against
psychic
it.
clarinetist. I'm like picturing Miss Cleo like playing the clarinet, but like telling your future. So, and actually, you know what? Let me not. I'm not gonna like make fun of the screen name. That's fucking awesome.
We should definitely
have a clarinetist. I don't. Oh, like a polka band. Can you play polka, clarinetist? Because
I can dance to
I would go out and learn the accordion for that shit.
Yeah, I sing badly. That's my contribution. I used to play a little piano, but that's long past.
Yeah, I used to play piano in the long ago before the family realized there was no musical talent there whatsoever. Why are we wasting money on it?
my grandparent father, my dad's dad, who died in like 1959. Apparently, he and his brothers had a bluegrass band. That skipped a generation because my dad can only play the radio. And I sing a little. That's about it.
What's funny is my brother-in-law played in a bluegrass band and he played the Spoons. Now I never met Froggy. Yep, that's his name.
The Spoons, holy shit.
For a Spoons player.
But he played the Spoons, and we were on the phone with him driving to my sister-in-law's house. And he said, well, I could play the Spoons for you, but I don't know where they are right now. I'm going to have to go find them. And I said, okay. And I was waiting, and everybody burst out laughing on the phone. They were like, the Spoons aren't really that special, Jen. He could play Spoons for you on any Spoons. But okay. It's like, I'll wait. Like
so I wanted to highlight Alicia's, I'm probably mispronouncing that, Alicia's comment about making beats and producing music. So I think there was like one video where I mentioned a couple of musicians that follow Sons of Liberty. And it looks like there are a lot more people. So if you are part of a musical group and you want us to highlight your work, whether it's your Bandcamp or SoundCloud or your YouTube or whatever, send me a fucking email so I can promote Phantom of Liberty. It can't just be like, like random. I gotta like make shit up and like be like, hey, I bought this thing from you. Can I promote your store or whatever? Like, send me shit so I have like tons of video content and tons of like page posts and stuff to make so that all of the Phantom of Liberty can make posts about all of the wonderful fucking people that do so much talented stuff. Like, we have a clarinetist, for God's sakes, that's in the stream right now, and somebody who makes beats. And then I saw a couple other people who were like, I'm in a band, I play guitar, or where was the one, my partner's in a band or whatever. Fuck, we got like tens of thousands of people across various social media outlets. Let's talk about your shit. Like, it can't just be me and Elo and V and Doug making up rants and shit. I gotta try to get Matt and Jen to make their own rants, but like, let's fucking blow up their shit too. You're part of the family. Let's do
I
it.
need to not be working 12 hours a day. Is the problem.
And it's not even working for me. I'm just like, I hate being on camera. I'm not photogenic. It makes me uncomfortable. Like, I hate it.
You're not you're so ridiculously photogenic that I'm over here like, let me write a custom script just with Jen as like the lead character.
No.
And we, I'm happy to help you write it too, Jen. This is my other skill set, is that I write a lot.
Yeah, well, that's true. My problem is, the reason why I don't do rants like y'all is because when I get so worked up and pissed off, I can't get the words out. Like, I get so flustered. I don't know if that is also from being neurodivergent or what. I just can't get the words out right. And nothing I say is coming out right. And then my face gets all hot.
You just need an editor.
You can actually see it live.
You just need an editor. That's all. Just get it out.
Yeah, that is what I need. A really, really good one.
That's
If
what
you-
Tim does.
so-
He does voice to text, and then we go, twiddle it up.
Yes.
If you watch virtually any of the videos that I have put out, you'll notice there's some parts where it's really obvious, and then there are other parts where I managed to get the timing just right. But you will see what's called a jump cut, and a jump cut is where I'm like, immediately. So
Right,
there's a dramatic transition. It's not a natural thing. Even the very subtle ones, you can still, if you're paying attention, you can see it. Those jump cuts are where I had a stuttering problem as a kid, and it still manifests itself from time to time. So sometimes I'll get into a thing and I'll be like Trump or some other thing, or I will like pause and be like so there are like a lot of things that go into. So for example, the one that I posted today ended up being under 14 minutes. However, when I strung all the footage together, it was like 30 minutes, and I was like, fuck, there's no way I'm doing a 30-minute rant. I had to cut that shit down, and a lot of it was just cutting out the gaffes and the and me staring off in space being like, God, I really need some pussy right now, or something fucking non sequitur bullshit. Just random shit that I say in the middle of the stream that I was like, I'm not putting that in the outtakes. So you can do a rant video and get as hot as you want, and then go back in and like trim down just down to the gist. It's making a rant video is just a matter of having a subject to talk about. I could ask somebody in the comments right now, pick a topic, and I will make you a custom rant tomorrow. And it could be on like fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I would be like, I'm gonna bring the fucking thunder. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I will fucking do it. So I feel like maybe I have an image or a persona that says this guy rants about shit, but I feel like everybody who gets angry can rant about a thing. And I bet you could fucking tear it up. You could bring some.
Well, I'm not
thunder
alone.
lightning.
At least Alto said could be worse. I burst into tears when I get pissed off. Me too. I do that too. I just get overwhelmed. I just get like so wound. I don't know.
I totally did used to, but you know what? Part of it was that when I had kids, I had to start coming up with the words to explain stuff, and it had to be like age appropriate. And now we've gotten to the point where I don't have to edit myself like at all. Like they listen to you guys, they watch Tim's rants. They're fine. It's fine now, and so it's helped because then I can actually express it. Because you're talking to somebody. Think of it as like you're talking to somebody.
I sound like a teacher when I do videos, and if you tied my hands, I couldn't talk. Because the hands are always going to be moving. It is what it is. I have accepted that about myself, and that's
see
how
what
I
I
talk.
can do. I so much of my time in public speaking has been to set pace and tempo and delivery, and so much of that is mentally ingrained in any time that I'm speaking to camera. And the rant is very much not that. It is about the energy and the anger that you're conveying about the subject, expressing how pissed off you are about these stupid mega fuck ups and whatever dumb shenanigans they happen to have done that day. It's the worst of the Scooby-Doo villains.
Like when I did the resistance video, that was not about anger. That was about cheerleading, quite frankly. Telling people what we can do as a group to resist what's coming.
Probably the only one who really does the rant just at a drop of the hat is really, honestly, Tim.
Yeah.
He can bring that fire that
I don't know. No, I don't know.
He's not letting us off the hook that easy, no matter what we say.
All right, look.
God damn it, Tim.
I don't want to bullshit you. I can do a pretty good rant, but I feel like, and not just the other admins, but I feel like there are a lot of people in the Fam of Liberty who have a lot of rage that they can build up. And for real, there are some times where maybe I get a little baked, or maybe I'm just really happy. Maybe I had some sex and some booze or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling a rant. And people are like, you should do a rant about Trump Bibles, and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe tomorrow.
Let me go. And then I sit and think about it, and I'm like, I just thought of the funniest fucking thing, and I will like think about a thing and like write shit down or type shit up on like a notepad document, but I'm just not feeling it. And you know what I do? I pull up a picture of my ex-wife, stare at that bitch, and I'll be like, I will mad dog that picture, and I'll be like,
whatever it takes, man.
And
whatever
and
it takes, exactly. And my rage. My rage comes out.
All right, let's go!
My rage comes out more often in writing. I can write a rage-filled rant on my own page, for Facebook. I am not so good at delivering it in voice format, but like, I swear a lot.
I agree with that. I'm better at typing it out, and even then, though, I can still get choked up with rage, and not be able to produce. I have to tell you, Tim, that the other thing that we keep hearing about is Mikey.
Yeah,
everybody's big fans of Mikey.
Yep,
it's true. Even Ram.
He's becoming a big boy.
Pup.
So,
hey, Ram.
Probably 9 times out of 10, if you see Mikey in a video, it's and
there he goes.
is because he's attacking. So I will set up, like, I have a little tripod that holds my camera phone, my smartphone, and a ring light, and you can get them on Amazon for like $19 or something like that. And I set that thing down, and depending on how the lighting is in the house, because I've got like some big windows over there and like a kitchen and a dining room over there and whatnot, but sometimes the lighting is not good, especially like now that it's winter where I live. It's like really cloudy and whatnot, so the lighting may not be good at like 9 a.m. or whatever when I decide that I'm going to record, and so I have to turn on the ring light, which has a little cord, and cats love cords, and apparently cats love tripods too. So like, and you've seen some of the outtakes, and I'll be like doing the video, and all of a sudden the camera's like, ah, and there he is.
There he comes.
There he is. Hi, Mikey.
What's up, buddy?
Oh my God, he's so cute.
He's getting big.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Gonna eat the toe beans?
9 times out of 10, when you see me holding him in a video, it's because he's attacking the tripod, and I'm just like, stop doing it. I can't put him in like, so the place that I put him at night is our laundry room, because he's got his little cat box and his food dish, and it's warm in there, and you know, I can't like, so the cat there, so he's got to be in his own room. But if I film and he's in there, I'll be doing a video, and I'll be like, today Trump said this, and it'll be like, meow, meow,
KHS said they're eating the cats.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's true. Tim is just eating toe beans this time.
Indeed, he was.
Toe beans first. Oh God.
So this is one of the hats I'm making for the
that's
the
so
drive
great.
we're doing for the warming shelter at our homeless shelter here in town. That's something I'm actively doing to make the world better.
I love it. I think it's going to be important for most of us, especially those of us on our side that are so empathetic, to be getting involved. You know, it's a good outlet for that. It's a good way to, you know, feed your soul.
Yep. And I created, like I said, in my community, I've created a small mutual aid shelter, a group of people, like-minded individuals who are trying to make our community better. Because when it comes down to it, if you live in a southern state, you're technically already living in Trump's America. We're already restricted down here, and he just wants to take it national. So the warming center in Kaysville. I know exactly what you're talking about, Nate. This one is in Columbia. There's in Utah, there is a warming center that people are actively protesting existing in their community in fucking Utah because they don't want homeless near them.
Wow.
But good Mormons, right?
That's great.
On that note, admin Elo put together a bunch of template messages so that you can write your representatives and senators and ask us to remind people about that. I think they're only in the group of Liberty, but we can copy those over to Discord.
Right,
Yeah.
they're in there because they're in a Google Doc, so they're really easy just to post the link anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can post a Google the Google link
yes.
wherever.
Yeah.
And would y'all like to know some conversational topics to talk to your Republican relatives about? If you don't want to how shall I put this nicely? You don't want to murder people at Thanksgiving?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I do it every year for
To
a group
murder
I'm part of
people?
called Ex-Evangelicals.
I don't know, it sounded kind of good.
You know, I am. I was afraid I was going to have to go home to my mom's and my dad's for Thanksgiving, and instead I'm going up to my brother's. But every year I create a holiday conversation guide, and I thought I'd share some. I'm giving my family the gift of fuck around and find out because of their vote, where I plan on telling them that their vote is probably going to cost me to lose my job. So that's going to be fun for me.
Yeah,
but if
I was thinking
don't
about
wanna,
that too. I was thinking about how it's probably going to cost you your job, and God forbid, because we have voices and use them, that's going to be counted against us. You know, it's funny. My old boss was a Trumper, and he said to me, I said, well, you know, I kind of need more money, and he was like, well, you know, when Trump gets back in office, and I was like, oh, this is not something I needed to know about you, but now I definitely don't want to work for you.
Yep.
Saying
and there. So I recommend sports. On my family, we watch the NFL on Thanksgiving. There's a lot of Detroit Lions and Cowboys things going on. I plan on talking a lot about how Dan Campbell is absolutely crazy with some of the plays he runs, and how much I hate the Cowboys. I do not like the Cowboys. I'm very sorry to anybody who is a Cowboys fan. Not one of those.
I'm in
I have
Texas
hated
and I
Does that
love
mean you
the
hate
Southern.
Western?
Do I hate Westerns? No, I specifically hate the Dallas Cowboys. In particular, and I see that other people are agreeing with me that Dan Campbell is the man. Let's see. Let me go on to the other one. My mom loves Hallmark movies. If I put that stupid channel on with the Christmas movies, my mom will watch that and keep her mouth shut. So that's also a
That's
recommendation.
nice. My mother would never keep her mouth shut about anything ever.
Yeah.
Blonde Finger 93 said, I'm so glad you guys did this. I was feeling alone being the only Kamala supporter in my family. I keep saying her name wrong. I'm sorry about that. It's a bad habit of mine.
Yeah.
We're here with you, girl. Or
absolutely.
boy. Sorry.
And the next one is start a less political and more trivial argument. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? What makes the perfect turkey sandwich?
Yes. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. End of story.
Absolutely,
No fucking question.
my family watches it every Christmas Eve. My brother and I insist on it. The recipes, if you like something, tell them about it. I make an excellent pumpkin bread. I'm just telling y'all.
I'm excited to make your pumpkin bread and your fruit. Was it fruit salad?
Fruit salad. Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited to make that.
You will not be making my mother's congealed salad, which y'all, it contains cheddar cheese and Jell-O.
Okay.
I kid you not. So my mother makes an orange congealed salad, and it is Jell-O, Cool Whip, pineapples, and cheddar cheese. I'm not joking. I sent the group my
I'm
the
impressed
text
it
message.
doesn't contain mayonnaise. I'm impressed.
No mayonnaise, but cheddar cheese.
Jody
so
says she's going to knit "fuck Trump" hats for the multitudes of homeless in my area. I love that, Jody.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Send us one for each of the admins. We will absolutely wear them.
Yeah,
it's a shameless plug for free stuff.
Yeah,
sorry,
and
Jody.
I always suggest talking about local murders, at least in my family. For me, I plan on bringing up Susan Smith, who was in 1992, killed her 2 children, and was eligible for parole this year. She didn't get it, thank God. But like, she cried those fake tears, and it just gave me flashbacks to 1992.
Yeah.
So I plan on yelling at we have several community serial killers. If I start this conversation, my true crime obsessed family will be happy. My aunt worked for the Murdoch's grandfather. So that's a South Carolina thing. And I would plan canned responses and outs when people bring up politics or religion. Just go ahead and practice those in your head and use Yellow Rock, Gray Rock, Broken Record, and just rehearse it over and over again. For example,
I love a good Gray Rock. I'm just so bad at it because it's so easy to get my, all right.
Yeah, Yellow Rock is a good alternative to that. What that means
that before.
It's a gray rocking, but you keep it shallow. You keep the conversation on the surface. So like you talk about the weather or small talk and stuff like that. That's a good one. Like some of the ones I've talked about is if you bring up politics, you can say, well, I am concerned about the price of groceries when he deports the farm laborers, but I guess we'll see. And we work with the I guess we'll see, or Walmart was going to raise prices because of the tariffs, but maybe it'll work out. And then you just shrug and leave. You don't let them lure you into the conversation.
Right.
And you just get out.
I think I need to practice that one. Maybe I'll call you and we can practice it privately.
Right. We'll see. I think that's good. That's a good way to leave a conversation.
Yeah. The be willing to get up and leave. I like to take after dinner walks. If things go bad, I'll just take a walk. If you can't leave the premises or you're stuck inside for whatever reason, just walk out of the conversation. Go to the bathroom for 3 or 4 minutes. Tell them that you just had to poop.
I need a minute. I need a minute.
I need a minute. Yep. And just set that boundary firm.
I have a
And
call
just
I have to make.
leave a conversation.
I need to speak to a man about a horse. That was the one that my grandpa used.
Yeah, exactly.
I've used that one a lot.
I need to go talk to the manager.
So
yes,
there are some tips to getting through the holidays, because that's I didn't go back home after after 2 bad years. On 2015, I hosted a Friendsgiving. I had a cousin-in-law who kept bringing up politics, and I am the only liberal in my family. I need this to be very clear, and I have been since about 2008. I would get up and I'd go play with the children. Well, I wanted to have adult conversation on Thanksgiving, damn it. So I told my mom I wasn't coming home. I was going to host a Friendsgiving at my house and invite all of the people in my neighborhood that didn't have anywhere to go and who were my friends and I could have adult conversations with. So I didn't go home for 3 years. But when I decided to go back in 2019 because my cousin divorced that woman, and we were very glad of that.
You wanted to celebrate?
Cause for celebration.
You made
Yeah,
a toast.
so I created what I called my 2019 holiday conversation guide, because I went in planned that I was going to control the conversation, and I was going to be there for a couple of hours and just skedaddle on out when I was done.
Yep,
Keep
control.
I like this one from Gladys. What is an Irish goodbye? Correct. We just leave and never say anything. Great idea.
Where'd they
That's
go?
a great
Who
idea.
knows?
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Yeah, so that is my recommendations for everybody, and my plan for the holidays.
I'm going to be all by myself, and I'm perfectly fine with that. My kids are going to their dads,
Yeah,
and
I think
my strategy is think of something that you know that person likes, and ask them about it, and let them talk about it, and pick something that's not politics, not religion, but something to do with their job or something that they do as a hobby, and let them talk about it, and say that's really nice. I'm glad we talked. And
I do that during pretty much every phone call with my mother, so I know like all the things that are happening with her book club, her game club, her bridge club. And then by the time she runs out of steam, she's ready to get off the phone. And I haven't said 2 words. That's been happening.
My mom's that way too.
It
Yep,
makes
once
my
a
life
week.
easier. I like it.
She just needs to talk about. She just needs to talk to another person instead of cats. So it's fine.
Here's the facts. They don't need to know us. They don't. If our Republican relatives have not earned our trust, they don't need to know us on a deeper level. We can keep it
just have
shallow.
shallow conversation. It's fine.
You know what makes it sad to me though is I've spent many, many years trying to recover from abusive relationships with my family, also with my ex-husband. And this is now like an abusive relationship. Like these are tactics we're talking about that, psychologists teach their patients.
In 2016, I clocked him as a narcissist because I have encountered a few of those in my life, and I knew what I was seeing, and that was narcissism. So yeah, we are in an abusive relationship on a national level with a narcissist.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
We could do a rant about that.
Yeah.
We could do a rant about that. We should also have our Sons of Liberty fam band write a song about the Irish goodbye.
So, like, COVID proved that you could pretty much record music as like a band in the sanctity of your own home or whatever if you have the right gear. So it could technically be done. We would just need to like A, write a song, and then B, have people compose music to it, and then C, record it.
So that's a good idea. I'm going to tell a story about the ACA and how, like, Nikki Haley of the South Carolina, by refusing to spend Medicaid, killed my friend. Okay, so this is what's going to happen to a lot of us if the ACA is repealed. My friend Stu was 28 years old. He was working a job that did not provide him with health insurance. He was working, it was technically a part-time job because that's what he could get in 2010 or whenever it was that this was happening. He died in 2013. So 2013. And we got the ACA through, and governors were allowed to choose to expand Medicaid access to low-income employees, right? And my friend Stu would have been considered one of those people who would get the assistance to get insurance, but like he got and it went into his lung, and he died at 28 years old because Nikki Haley refused to expand Medicaid.
Wow.
So when we talk about like the Trump presidency having life and death consequences and how we in the Southeast already live in Trump's America, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, okay? So we must be prepared for what is going to happen on a small scale and on a bigger scale. We're going to need to learn basic first aid for everyone. It's just good to know anyway. So take a first aid course if you can. Learn CPR. Be willing to help where you can. I am warning you of this, not to scare you because I don't want to scare you. Okay, but resistance is going to happen in small and big ways, and even a small way is moving that
In fact, over time,
to the kindness and empathy. So I need y'all out there working every day to resist the coming thing. Now, I encourage you to write letters to your senators, even if you don't think it'll do any good. Saying you're doing that might encourage somebody else to write them, and enough letters goes, maybe they'll realize, hey, there are reasonable people out here who don't want us to put RFK Jr. in as health secretary. Again, I cannot stress so much how much that one upsets me. So yeah,
first aid stuff.
It's
so important.
Find, like, the foundations that do that, like the Red Cross, and be able to link people to in some of our posts. Renee, I am here for you, girl. I'm so sorry. She said she cares for 2 disabled sons with long-term care Medicaid, and she's terrified. I don't blame her. I'd be terrified too, and I'm so sorry.
I have a good friend of mine who is, again, in that between Medicaid and ACA coverage thing, and she was until about 3 years ago, she was able to walk around and do a job and everything like that. So now she is housebound because her illness, which is rheumatoid arthritis, she wasn't able to get on medication for it because it was so fucking expensive, and because Medicaid wouldn't cover her because she was a single woman without children. So now she is housebound. So basically, we're fucked if the ACA goes away, and we really need we need Medicare for all. I'm going to come out straight say it. I know that would fuck with my job, but we need Medicare for all because healthcare should be a human right, not a something you have to afford to do.
He says, do you want my advice? Learn a martial art. I'm in boxing class 5 days a week. I think it's a great idea. And I think that people that can do it should do it. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people with my 2 autoimmune diseases, but I'd love to know a lot of people that do know things like martial arts and things like that.
Yeah, I am
Discord.
I'm not going to learn a martial art because that, again, much like Admin Jen, I'm a 46-year-old woman. I will, however, purchase a home defense tool.
Yeah, I think that's always a good idea, especially now.
I'm afraid I got to bail, guys.
Yeah, and it's all been almost 2 hours, guys. So
time with my chillins.
I'm with you, Milo. I've got a pit bull in the other room who's crying to go pee pee.
Yeah,
Let's just go back from his letting him out.
Cat, because I would like to take off my pants. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to only
totally
time on this.
I have a regular shirt and bra on, but underneath pajama pants.
Yeah, hey, I'm wearing jeans. So we're clear. That's only because of this stream. By this point in the evening, I am pantsless.
I'm listening. So I just opened up yet another new channel on Discord called LibertyCon. So if you're on our Discord and you have the members only access, go talk about LibertyCon. Go talk about LibertyCon there. We can float some ideas, just shoot the shit. I swear to God, if you spam the fucking channel though, I will mute you for 24 hours. If you can't get on Discord, I have a whole ass video on how to Discord. It's super fucking easy, even for people who are technologically challenged. Just react to the fucking flag and stop opening tickets. Oh my God. The shit works. It works. We've private proofed it so much. I swear to God it works. Just go to the thing, open up Discord, and if you want to talk LibertyCon, because we mentioned it in the live stream, that's the place to go do it. And
Also,
we'll figure out a
people are
location, we'll figure out a time. Admin Jen is saying something, and I'm rude. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say people are looking for our main Discord, and people are looking for our other social media links. So I know you
They'll
put
be
them
in
at
the
the
description.
end of the videos.
I mean,
They're all over everywhere.
as I've said in the obligatory disclaimers, you can find our social media on the YouTube channel description and the TikTok channel description, and in the YouTube video description. They're also in the throw punch at the end of the video, etc., etc., etc.
All the links to the
All the links.
Discord, the store,
I tell you what,
every social media thing. They're on
can
every
somebody post
single
the
video,
Discord link
every
in the
single one
chat?
of them.
And then I'll go and edit the video description for the live stream. I don't know, probably right now. Who knows? It's probably going to be in the Southeast because I'm a broke dick and I don't give a fuck.
Can't confirm.
So let's do the live, y'all.
Deuces.
Or are we ending the stream?
Yeah, I think we should end the stream.
Love y'all.
It is fun, and I think
Sarge is like 3 more hours of this in him.
I do.
Yeah, I got like 30 more
Give me
drinks
another
in me.
big Sarge.
So I was working the morning, boss.
Give me another big Sarge.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom for that one.
All right, so bye, gang. I'm leaving
Love
too.
you guys.
Because
Bye.
again, as I said, I want to take my pants off. So I will talk to you later.
Who's
Have a
stopping
good
you?
time.
You're just going over to the OnlyFans stream. Switching it up. Just mute
You know what I'm
yourself.
saying? Did I mute myself? No, I didn't mute myself. Did you mute yourself?
No, I did not.
That's just 2 bearded bros in a chat.
Look, we get paid for what we get paid for, man.
We get paid for this? What the fuck?
No shame. There's no shame. Only pants stream. Damn right, Winston.
Only pants.
Where'd the dog go?
The stream is me drinking and Matt eating potato chips.
Look, I didn't get to have dinner because I had to jump on this damn thing right off work.
You turn your camera off and eat something.
I'm eating something right now.
Yeah, I know you're eating something right now. All right, we get into the stream. It's fine. It's whatever. Guide for Star Citizen found BWC group. Do you want to talk about BWC or should I?
I think that you truly do it justice.
Fine. So Black Widow Company was founded in approximately 2002 by myself and a couple of other people. We were originally there for PlanetSide, the original PlanetSide, and it grew into a multi-game syndicate that has been going strong for approximately 22 years continuously. The Star Citizen group is the one that I am involved with, along with admin Matt, and there are some other Fam of Liberty people in the group. And if you do play Star Citizen, you are welcome to play with us. Joining BWC there is a little bit of a hurdle because we are an old established group with our own specific things. We do tend to play with a coordinated group of people. We are primarily PvP based, but if you don't PvP, which is player versus player for those of you non-oblars, you can still join BWC and go mine rocks, run packages back and forth between planets. You can refine things. You can build shit. I don't care. Just come play with us. That's literally what we care about. There. That's my elevator pitch. And my elevator pitch was specifically because someone asked in the comments. Awkward silence.
Yeah. It's good though. Just keep knocking them back, boss. Makes the night
I
go
will.
easier.
Makes the night go until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, we're since we're talking about gaming, we are planning a D&D game, Sons of Liberty D&D game.
That's true.
Still trying to. I'm pissed because I had this intricate fucking plot, and then we just magically stopped playing. It was like one day we're going, and the next day, done.
Oh yeah, D&D. I was looking at the comments. Sorry.
Sorry, Mikey was smart. Mikey was apparently like invested in my feet or something. I don't know.
The D&D game, it's going to be run the same way Tim has run some of his previous ones, using software called Tailspire that's available on Steam, which is a whole 3D Dungeons & Dragons theme. Really, you can use it for any kind of role-playing game. It's very well crafted. Recommend check it out if you're interested in those kind of games. The idea would be to use the Tailspire for the visual where the players are, and then to use the D&D online site for keeping track of character sheets and stats and all that fun stuff.
Also, Hero Forge. Import, build and import your mini.
Making your own little character.
So on the Sons of Liberty Discord, we have an entire channel that's devoted to gaming. It's called, actually, it's a whole section called Gamer Geeks. And there's gaming banter, and then there's specific games. And if you look in specific games, there is a channel for Star Citizen. So as far as Star Citizen, if you're trying to get linked up with us, get in that channel. And then with regards to BWC, we actually have our own Discord. So I don't play Star Citizen through Sons of Liberty. It's a completely separate thing. So
except when he streams it.
Except when I stream it. And I have my own personal Twitch, but it's got like 13 followers, and I'm not going to stream as myself. We've got, I think it was like 68,000 before I put out today's video, in which case it cost me a couple thousand followers. But I stream Sons of Liberty because I've got more of a following here, and it makes more sense to do it here rather than with like a channel with like 12 viewers.
Yeah,
my PC actually starts this in very well. I have a gaming machine that can stream it and record it and play it in maxed out settings. The issue isn't me. The issue is that it's a brand new patch, and with Star Citizen the way that it is, brand new patches are going to cause some problems. Like, if you listen to the stream, you'll hear me constantly swearing about the busted shit that I run into because we're on the PTU. Did I lose viewers from today's
worth it?
I absolutely did. I don't know the full tally. I don't keep track of my numbers, but I did notice that it dropped from 68 to 67. So whether that was one person dropping us from like 68 even down to 67, 99, 99, That's not even a real number, whatever, you know.
It's
I don't
also
know.
really hard to tell the numbers on a given 1 day basis.
Yeah,
You look at
'cause
them over a bigger piece of time, because over
Yeah.
a 24-hour period, you've got people in different time zones, people who don't see the alert, YouTube doesn't pop it up for them for whatever reason for the next day, and so it can be a little bit all over.
Well, Jessica, I'm not going to try to interpret what she's saying, but my interpretation was today's rant where we shit on certain liberals. She's asking, did we
Same
lose
as my
viewers,
Facebook.
like overall subscribers? That's the way that I interpret it, anyway.
I mean, we make people mad with every video, right? So sometimes people are going to lose. Sometimes people are going to quit.
Yeah, it's one thing to like have a specific target and to stay on target, but when you like deviate from that and make a fucking 180 and be like, you know what, all you motherfuckers that are following me, I got some shit to say. That's a little bit of a different thing, you know?
Sometimes shit needs to be said.
I don't disagree. And so the reason that I did today's rant was because I remember it was like yesterday or the day before, you had said something in there about you were having some really big feelings about protest votes. Like you were,
oh yeah,
I thought you were gonna lose your fucking mind. And for me, so like if anybody doesn't know, we have like an admin chat that has all of the admins in it, and Matt is pretty much, he is like the mainstay. Like his line may waver a little bit, but it's pretty much, if you look at like a graph of like where everyone is on the spectrum or the map or whatever, you'll see like one big solid line, and that's actually Matt. It's not me. And his just did a dramatic shift. He was in his feelings about that specific topic.
It was.
And he started talking, and I'm like,
so to give
you know what? Fuck yeah.
To give a little bit more context around it, I have some friends and an ex who are well connected in the DNC. Two of them work on campaigns. We're working on not the presidential campaign, but other campaigns. And some of the back and forths I've had with them have been just enraging. And it's like y'all were supposed to be on the same team here. And the backstabbing, the finger pointing, and again, I'm not gonna name names. If we ever got them to come on here, then they could talk about it, because I don't want to be just saying what they said. I'd let them at least be able to speak their piece and defend their positions. But it has had me pissed the last couple of weeks. That it's like lose the election and then immediately pivot to things that are clearly not the reason for having lost the election, and paid no attention to what really undercut the Harris campaign run. And it's enraging, because since they don't see it, they're going to make the same mistakes again. And these are the people who are going to be making the next round of campaign runs for the Democrats in 2026, assuming we get to vote in 2026, because who knows what the fuck happens once Trump takes over. But some of them range to the just out the window batshit crazy stuff, and it's like, no, dude, it wasn't Elon Musk's fucking satellites that changed votes. It's because you had millions of people who didn't fucking show up because they weren't excited about your candidate. That's not how we're going to win another election if you can't get that message through. Yeah.
So our take on why they lost was literally just posted today. So go back and read it. It's today's video, the one from me. Because there's a separate video from Doug, who posted his first rant video as part of the Sons of Liberty team. Doug, who some of you may know, is somebody from Political Dream that we have worked with, and we brought him on board as a team member.
Yeah, and Corlix, that's a fair point too. This is not a one silver bullet cause kind of thing. It was more the unwillingness to look at what has derailed things and the root causes of a lot of the reasons that people chose not to vote. You have a percentage of Trump voters that are truly just bigoted, whatever. They're into their white nationalism. And you have other people who are, that's just not a deal breaker, but that's not the primary motivator either. And if you're looking at the Trump voter as a monolith in terms of their views on everything, yeah, you're going to describe the core MAGA, the cultists that we often make fun of on here. But there's a lot more people who did vote for him than that. And if you can't identify how you start splitting them back off, or at least make them unwilling to go in and pull the lever again for him and whoever he designates, you're going to lose more elections. And it's just that simple. And there's a lot of things. I have some friends who are very far left that we also talk and argue about these things. So basically, whenever you guys see videos and content on this stuff, a lot of it has filtered down through a lot of back and forth, a lot of real arguments. There's a lot of people giving reasons in there in the chat, and you know what? Basically, all of you are giving correct answers. These were all factors.
I mean, if you haven't watched the video from today, then go watch it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go look at the channel subscribers for YouTube. I don't really care about TikTok now, since TikTok mutes us and we get 100 to 200 views, even though we got 50,000 subscribers. But I'm going to go check the YouTube channel view.
Don't get me started on Stein. I have zero respect for Stein. Absolutely a grifter. Which is unfortunate. You need someone to pull the Overton window to the left, but it's not going to be Stein.
I thought she was an op anyway.
I think that a lot of the assets that get credited to Putin, it's less a deliberate recruiting effort and more of this person does things that cause stupidity. I'm going to fund them, so they'll continue to say stupid shit and pull support away from the main. Because we've seen the Russians do that, not just in our politics, but in British politics, Germany, Poland, a number of other countries as well. Just funding whatever they can. Yeah, the number of people in the cabinet picks that he's making that do not understand how government works. I mean, we already knew Trump doesn't know how it works. He doesn't care. He's just there to make money. And how the system of government works around him, no idea. Now, the cabinet not knowing what they're supposed to be doing, that's going to be a big difference from the last time. Because last time there were some people in the cabinet who were, well, fucking evil, but they at least knew how the levers of power were supposed to be moved. So that they're going to use it to shift money into their things or tear down the stuff they didn't like, but they weren't going to drive it off a proverbial cliff right off the bat. Okay, a couple of them were, because Jesus Christ. Now, it's going to be different.
Looks like it was about 500 and some change subscribers.
The trans population of the United States represents a fraction of 1%. The fact that the GOP has decided that is the thing to focus on as all of our wills tells you all about just how sincerely they truly believe in it. They know it's bullshit. They know making these bathroom bills and all this other stuff is pure theater for people. It's not going to affect 99% of Americans. They're just doing it because they can hurt those people and they can hold them up as a villain to basically scare white suburban voters with. It's enraging. I think their bathroom bill stuff is the absolute worst end of politics, trying to vilify people who are just trying to live their lives. Ram is more qualified than RFK to run that department. And right now, he is chewing his ass, as is the way of his people.
LibertyCon ideas kind of getting a little bit of steam on Discord. Any rallies or marches coming up? Yes. There is I think it's what's called the March for Freedom on the 18th of January in DC. I think some people are talking about going to that. I don't know if they're going to show up with like shirts and whatnot. So that's definitely a Discord and Signal discussion.
Yeah, Winston, Democrats terrible at messaging. Most people have absolutely no idea what was accomplished during Biden's presidency. There were actually good things. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Jess, is that the smallest minorities are always the easiest to exploit as a villain because they have the least voice. And that's just been true throughout history. And sometimes it's the gays. Sometimes it's the whatever. Sometimes it's the Jews. It's always come down to whatever smallest piece of the population they can segregate out and say, our problems aren't because we fucking suck at being your leaders. It's those people. You know, they're coming to your house and they're going to steal your children and eat your cats and whatever it is they want to say. It's for thousands of years that has been the shtick that those in power who are not very good at keeping control use to keep control. That's true. You do get some people who are in marginalized groups who do vote for the oppressor because they think they'll be one of the good ones. Historically, the good ones are just the ones they load into the boxcars last. It doesn't matter which dictatorship you want to look at. It's always plays out the same way. We got any good questions or? Yeah, definitely look in the Discord, folks. There's a lot more information in there. A lot more we can get into just with our limited time here tonight. Yeah, I remember seeing a video, a TikTok up from a woman who worked at looked like it was a car dealership, and just African American woman, and the first customer on the day had come in and had this is a day or two after the election, and he had immediately just laid into her about Harris and how they lost and how things are going to change around here, kind of things, and just screaming at this woman for. Video goes on for like 10 minutes. She probably flipped it on halfway through, so he was there for a good time before they finally asked him to leave. There's definitely a psychology of wanting to inflict pain on people wherever possible.
Forgot that I had my mic muted.
You've been talking the whole time?
Not the whole time, but I was until you started talking, and I was like, oh, let me shut up. And then I looked and I was like, oh, I'm muted. I was talking about Discord, about the there are some like generic off-topic chat channels. There are also a lot of helpful resources. Just there's like a channel for like breaking news. There's one for like banned books. There's one for under helpful resources. There's one for like crafting, victory gardens, physical fitness, food preservation, stockpiling, recipes. There's a helpful resources section. There's a barter section. There's a channel for home defense. There's a channel for like weapons, hand to hand. And then just under the helpful resources section, there's like education, learn new medical skills, anti-MAGA companies, MAGA companies to avoid, survival resources, just all kinds of stuff. And then there's like D&D gaming shit. So
Damn, you're muted again.
yeah, I haven't said anything. I mute myself after.
Okay. Things going on.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and actually kill the stream because we've been at it for almost 2 hours. And
fair enough.
It's just me and you. I think Doug is still at his band gig, so
Yeah, well, good for him though.
yeah. He was like, rehearsals are at my house. I could leave the stream on and you guys can have some awesome background noise. It's like, no, because we can't control it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
And have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, and that too.
Because it's time
What
to
is
throw
it
down
that
a
says?
Thanksgiving dinner.
Happy colonizer or some shit like that. It was whatever Spike said like last year or whatever.
He says a lot of things. But he says
He
them with an
does.
accent, so, you know.
Fair. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good evening.
Later
2
on.
claps and Rick.
Woo!